Two very different worlds collided in Frogmore Gardens. Royal tradition meets First Lady style. Kate Middleton and Melania Trump walked out together, and suddenly the internet had one question. What just happened? This wasn't just a polite wave and a handshake. This was symbolism, fashion diplomacy, body language analysis, and memes all rolled into one. And if you blinked, you probably missed the real story hiding beneath the glamour setting the stage, the state visit. Let's rewind. Before the garden stroll and the nature crafts, there was pageantry. The kind of pageantry only Windsor Castle can deliver. On September 17, 2025, King Charles and Queen Camilla hosted a full state banquet for President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump. The setting? Gold walls, scarlet uniforms, chandeliers heavy enough to bend ceilings, and tables longer than a cricket pitch. And while the cameras captured the royal march and presidential waves, fashion watchers zeroed in on Kate Middleton's return to the spotlight. After a period of stepping back due to health concerns, Kate arrived in a gold lace gown designed by Philippa Lepley, hand-embroidered Chantilly lace with a silk underlay and a matching gold coat. But it wasn't the gown alone that set off gasps. It was the tiara. The lover's knot tiara, famously worn by Princess Diana, glittered under the lights. For royal fans, this was a comeback moment wrapped in legacy. On the other side of the Atlantic aisle, Melania Trump brought her own headline. She chose a bold, off-shoulder Carolina Herrera gown in striking yellow, cinched with a pastel belt. She paired it with emerald earrings that shimmered with every flash of a camera. Stylists immediately labeled it one of her most daring color choices yet. The contrast was clear. Kate leaned into history, while Melania embraced bold modernity. And that contrast would carry into the next day, the joint engagement, Frogmore Gardens. Day 2 flipped the script. Gone were chandeliers and tiaras. Instead, it was green lawns, school children, and messy crafts at Frogmore Gardens. This was the first official joint appearance of Kate and Melania. Two women from different worlds, standing side by side, watching kids build bug hotels and paint leaves. Kate embraced her element. She arrived in a forest green military jacket by ME+EM, a russet knit vest, a tweed midi skirt, and chocolate suede boots. Underneath, some sharp-eyed watchers spotted a pussy bow blouse, another subtle nod to Diana. Kate has a habit of folding quiet tributes into her outfits, and fans always notice. Melania went in a different direction, but still kept it sleek. She wore a tan suede belted jacket over cream trousers, paired with simple flats. For a woman who usually gravitates toward towering heels, the footwear choice itself was a statement. Practical, grounded, but still polished. Body language, gestures, and subtext. Now, if fashion sends the first signal, body language sends the second, and fans dissected every move like amateur detectives. Kate, outdoors, looked completely at home. She crouched down to children's eye level, laughed openly, and leaned forward in conversations. This is her comfort zone, blending warmth with formality, always approachable, but still regal. Melania alternated between active engagement and reserved posture. At one moment, she was coloring with a small group of children, smiling softly. At the next, she stepped back, statuesque, almost letting the kids guide the interaction while she observed. The banquet told a different story. Kate's tiara versus Melania's wide-brim hat created two striking silhouettes, one steeped in royal tradition, the other in high-fashion statement dressing. Body language analysts quickly noted Kate's forward-leaning energy compared to Melania's controlled, composed stance. Neither wrong, but both deliberate. And then came the viral speculation. Queen Camilla, during a brief moment at the banquet, made a subtle hand gesture. To most people, it looked like a simple wave or a spacing adjustment. But in the world of royal optics, no gesture is too small to spark theories. Was it protocol? Was it tension? Was it shade? Clips were replayed endlessly, dissected for meaning, and turned into memes overnight. Media coverage and public reaction. If you want to measure impact, forget the banquet menu and look at the headlines. Fashion magazines gushed over Kate's gold lace gown. Vogue called it a symbolic return to form. Harper's Bazaar framed it as a reminder of her role as the next queen consort, re-establishing her place on the global stage. The tiara stole the show, not just as jewelry, but as a symbol of continuity. Melania wasn't far behind in the buzz. Her off-shoulder yellow gown made waves across American outlets. The New York Post dubbed it one of her most daring looks yet, pointing out how unusual it was for her to wear such a bold shade at a state banquet. Then came Frogmore. Coverage shifted from glamour to relatability. Outlets praised both women for toning down, centering children, and wearing earth tones. The subtle similarity in their muted palettes fueled speculation that the coordination was intentional. And of course, social media had its own field day. Memes popped up overnight. Who wore nature better? With Kate in green and Melania in tan. Others joked, from tiaras to bug hotels in 24 hours. Only in Britain. The humor was light, but the fascination was real. People weren't just reacting to fashion. They were looking into the optics, what it might mean. So let's get to the real question. What does all of this actually mean? Beyond the lace, suede, and memes, what signals were being sent? First, Kate's presence itself was the headline. After a period of stepping away due to health concerns, this marked her visible return. It wasn't a soft re-entry. It was a tiara, a state banquet, a joint engagement with a first lady. It was Kate stepping back into state diplomacy, shoulder to shoulder with global figures. Second, the Frogmore event wasn't just about crafts. It was a message. By centering children, nature, and education, the outing highlighted shared values, youth engagement, and environmental stewardship. In the age of political polarization, that kind of soft diplomacy matters. Third, fashion choices always carry symbolism. Kate's pussy bow blouse was a direct nod to Diana, reminding people of legacy and continuity. Melania's switch from bold yellow to muted tan showed adaptability, the ability to command attention in one setting, then blend into the background of another. And finally, the gestures. The Camilla hand wave speculation may seem silly, but in royal optics, even a glance can be turned into a headline. These nuances feed an endless cycle of interpretation, reminding us that in public life, silence or subtlety can speak volumes. When you step back and look at the bigger picture, this appearance wasn't just about fashion diplomacy. It was about two women representing very different traditions, monarchy and modern political power, finding common ground in how they present themselves. Kate represents continuity. Every tiara, every blouse, every smile links back to a lineage that stretches centuries. She balances duty with approachability, often choosing subtle nods to Diana as if to remind people that the monarchy has a human heartbeat. Melania represents adaptability. She's no longer in the White House, but her presence still commands media attention. Every bold gown, every polished jacket keeps her relevant in conversations about style, power, and diplomacy. So, was this fashion diplomacy a royal ritual or just a coincidence? Kate and Melania's appearances gave us a study in contrast. Chandeliers versus crafts, tiara versus suede, Diana tributes versus bold Carolina Herrera. But side by side, they also projected unity, shared values, soft diplomacy, and the understanding that in today's world, every outfit and every gesture gets magnified. The real question is, what did you see? Was it glam symbolism, body language tension, or just two women doing their roles with precision? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Did the banquet glamour win you over, or was the Frogmore warmth the real headline? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because you know this won't be the last time royal tradition and First Lady style collide.